Went from Mr. 305, Dade County, to Mr. Worldwide, all around the world. And now, we're international, so international, international, so international. You can't catch me, boy. I'm overseas at about 100 G for show. Don't test me, boy. Cause I rap with the best of show. 305 to the death of me. Cremate my body, let the ocean have what's left of me.
8311. So listen, our study group, the Imaginators, were tasked to do the 4 layers of the GI tract. So today we're going to start comparing the 4 layers to the GI tract with the G.I.T pizza. G.I.T, that is right, you heard that. So G.I.T stands for gastrointestinal tract pizza. So we'll be starting with the outermost layer of the GI tract, and that is the serosa. The serosa is actually made out of areolar connective tissue and also simple squamous epithelium. One important fact is that the esophagus doesn't have a serosa, it actually has an adventitia.
So our next layer we're going to talk about is our next outermost layer called the muscularis layer. The muscularis layer is made of skeletal muscle and smooth muscle. The skeletal muscle layer is going to contain it's going to be found in the mouth, the pharynx, and the esophagus. And also we're going to find it in the external anal sphincter for a good sphincter tone and tenesmus. The rest of the GI tract is going to contain smooth muscle. What we're going to do is we're going to start with there's 2 layers within that area, and it's cross-sectional. The first one's going to be your circular layer, which is going to be, we're going to represent that with our bacon pieces here. Welcome back. Well, the next layer we're going to put on, we're going to actually divide that layer up with the myenteric plexus. This is your nerve plexus that innervates the areas of it. All right. What we're going to use for this is you're going to represent it with some yummy cheese here. So let's go ahead and throw that on there. And kick it up a little bit. Get a little bit of flavor for our G.I.T pizza. Yeah, we'll put a little bit more in. Let's go crazy with it. All right. I always like to add a little bit of beer to anything that I eat. Let's go ahead and add a little bit to that. Just get a little bit of a zing. Now you go ahead and add our longitudinal layers. All right. Oh yeah, that's gonna be good. It's gonna come great right out of the oven. Are you ready to eat? Well, looks like we got some extra bacon here. Let's just go ahead and fill it all up. It's also important to note, while we take a little break here, is to note that the stomach itself actually has 3 layers. We have your longitudinal, your oblique, and your circular layers.
We're going to go ahead and move on to the second innermost layer of the GI tract, also known as the submucosa. Alright, so this layer doesn't contain any muscle, but it does contain a lot of vital parts of the whole GI tract. Before we get any further, let me introduce myself. I'm known in the class as the Ginger, for those of you know me. I also have a name, O.C. Smith. But anyways, we'll move on. So we'll move on over here.
You're the Ginger.
Alright, first thing we're going to do is we're going to add some areolar connective tissue, which is going to be represented by this tortilla right there. So just go and cram this all down right there like that. Alright. And then from here, representing blood vessels, is going to be tomato sauce. So this is rich in blood vessels. We're going to go ahead and lay this on here just like this. Alright, beautiful, beautiful. Alrighty. And then from here, there's also lymph vessels, which we're going to represent with mozzarella cheese. So I'm just going to sprinkle this in here. Just like that. So we got some lymph vessels. Also, we have the submucosal nervous plexus, which is represented again in the cheddar cheese. All right, and that's also sparsely put in here as well.
So our innermost layer will be the mucosa, which is actually divided into the muscularis mucosa, the lamina propria or propria, and the epithelium. So I'll be doing the muscularis mucosa, which is kind of like a thinner layer in here, and this will be represented as, or by the roast beef in here. It already looks yummy. This is for all the roast beef lovers out there. Alright, so this smooth muscle, the muscularis mucosa, it helps to actually create folds in the stomach and the small intestine. And what it does is it helps with nutrient absorption and also increases surface area.
So our next layer we're going to talk about is the lamina propria. This layer is very important. It contains many blood and lymph vessels. It also has your malt. Your malt is your mucosa associated lymph tissue. Very important. Helps fight bacteria, right? Anyways, so we're going to use this next tortilla to show lamina propria. We're going to place it on like so. This area is also rich in blood and lymph, so we're going to go ahead and signify more blood with more sauce. All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to hook this bad baby up. Go ahead and spread around the blood, if you will, or our sauce. I think that'll actually, let's put a little bit more. We need a little bit more on there. We also we're going to use the white cheese we have again, or our mozzarella, to signify lymph tissue. Actually, there's a lot of lymph in this area, so let's go ahead and just throw all this on here and really get it around. That's a good looking pizza right there. All right. So
the last layer of the mucosa that we're going to be talking about is the innermost layer. Anyways, it is known as the epithelial layer. Now, there's two kinds of tissues that you can find in this layer. There's non-keratinized stratified squamous, which you will find in the mouth, the pharynx, and the anal canal as well.
That's pharynx.
Alright, and it serves a protective function here. Everywhere else in the digestive tract, you'll find it as a columnar for absorption and secretion. Now, this layer sloughs off every 5 to 7 days. It regenerates every 5 to 7 days and contains many endocrine and exocrine glands. To symbolize this, we'll be using our last tortilla here on the top. I'm going to squeeze this down because there's a beast right here. Especially Ray put all that cheese on there for the malt. Alright, and to signify the endocrine and exocrine glands, we're going to put just some basil on top. Just like that. It's just... Alright, now we are ready to put this beast in the oven. Alright, take a look at this thing right here. Take a look at the layers on there. That's some layers right there. Smell that bacon. God, look at that. So, we're going to take it over here. We've turned the oven to a scalding 400 degrees. And we are going to warm this up for about 15 minutes or so. You put it on this middle track here. Alright. And let's see what happens.
Alright, looks like our pizza's done. Oh, look at that bad baby right there.
Wow.
Oh man, that's gonna be awesome.
Let's get that on the table there.
Yeah, let's do it. You wanna slide that on there? Now we're just gonna leave it just like that.
Yeah, we'll slide it on there.
Alright.
Really good close up right there.
Cheers.
Yes, cheers, G.I.T.
Oh yeah, let's try this pizza.
Finished product. Oh gosh. I have a heart attack just looking at it.
That's nasty, dude.
Oh, you gotta get your center of it. It's good.
Let me start from the
Not bad at all. No, it's not bad. Not at all.
Alright, so if you enjoyed this episode of the G.I.T. pizza made by the Invaginators, tune in next week for when we look into making food passing through the large intestine in our feces meatloaf.
One more depending on
or also known as the visceral peritoneum. The visceral peritoneum, I said peritoneum.
Lymphatic tissue, blood vessels, and whatnot. This place, it holds the malt, the mucosa, something lymph tissue. All right, it's your malt. Anyways.